morning, good noon, good evening, wherever time and place you listen to us from, straight from the 909. It's Mark.
Word up.
Ali.
Yo.
Myself, Nesquik, and together,
that's hip hop.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. It really does mean a lot. It goes a long way. Today, we're venturing into an MC whose style is a rare blend of mysticism, intellect, and street wisdom, wrapped in a minimalist, often esoteric delivery. Known for his elusive nature and sparse discography, Jay Electronica builds his verses like sacred text, weaving religious references, historical allusions, the 5% Nation teachings, and dense wordplay into layered lyricism and demands deep listening. His flow is conversational, yet surgical, often delivered over unconventional or even dreamless beats, creating a spiritual, meditative feel that sets him apart from almost any rapper in this era. He is like a hip-hop prophet in the shadows or something, like a figure whose influence far outweighs his output. In 2009, his track Exhibit C became an instant classic, earning him underground reverence and a major label interest without ever releasing a debut album. That long-promised album, Written Testimony in 2020, finally did arrive over a decade later, with Jay-Z featuring heavily throughout. While some fans felt it came too late, others viewed it as a fulfillment of a lyrical pilgrimage. Jay's impact is ultimately about quality over quantity, a reminder that in this world of oversaturation, mystique and mastery still matter. We're discussing an unofficial mixtape, or a compilation rather, of songs of his that were initially posted on a blog, they were download only, and it's a compilation that was later called "What the F is a Jay Electronica?"
Yeah, it's not even an official album.
Not even an official
it's just a bunch
release.
of songs he had out that somebody just put together and
just compiled songs
put on the internet.
It's not even an official mixtape. It's just
from Time Life, Jay Electronica's classics.
And that's the story of Jay Electronica. Like he has a lot of these unofficial like releases that it's like trying to follow the timeline of his body of work is like. It's a crazy journey, like to piece together, like right. It's in pieces, fragmented, and you're like trying to like put it together and trying to follow, like because he's so like just different, like obscure, like inclusive, like they said, like it's he reminds me of somebody like a MF Doom, like a Andre 3000, like Andre 3000 recently. Released a piano album.
Just rap.
We don't
need.
We don't need all these instruments, man.
but you see what I mean as far as like the expectation versus like what the artist.
Give me hot right now, bro.
But like this collection of songs, it really does serve as like the initial basis for when he was starting to get like major label interest. They were starting to kind of pursue him and starting to bid for him. So that really worked in his favor. But the reason like why I chose him today for us to cover is because it felt like he was one of these guys that took everything to a new level. Like it was it was a new high, like a new wavelength, and that, also with like people just making noise, wanting him to drop so bad, it creates like the curiosity of like, why do they want him to drop so bad? And when you listen in, you figure out why. Like this dude was different. The way he spits it, it's just very spiritual, meditative, like I was describing earlier. But it's like different in the fact that it's like no beat. It's just a soundtrack that he's rhyming to. Like not many can pull that off. Not many MCs can pull that off where it sounds good. Like Jay-Z, it sounds okay. But like you could tell the difference, like it works so much more in Jay Electronica's favor, as opposed to like other MCs. But he's also like one of the most interesting like MCs ever in the world. It's like this dude, he has a kid with Erykah Badu. He's one of the most hyped MCs ever, and he barely has any releases. But then like he has an affair with Emma Rothschild. Like,
It's like, what?
a follower of Louis Farrakhan. Like, this dude, he's a world traveler. He's been broke multiple times. He's from the South, but he's like super lyrical. Like,
Yep, it's from New Orleans.
that's crazy in itself. So I think this one will be a fun one to cover. Jay Electronica, just because he's so interesting. What was your guys' like first time listening to Jay Electronica?
Oh, Exhibit C. I mean, it was.
That was such
this
a
was
big,
this was
big
two.
record.
I want to say it came out in either New Year's Eve, 2009, or right. It was right at the end of 2009, and I almost feel like that song kind of like ushered in like a new era. Like this was like peak blog era times. Like this is when. You were on the internet searching, scouring the blogs.
2009 was that about like that?
Yes. So this is, I consider the blog era like 07 to like maybe 2012, 13. So like 09, this is like right in the middle of it. And this guy just comes out with this song produced by Just Blaze.
Just Blaze,
You know what I mean?
As
and
a producer?
when I first heard, I was like, what is this? The beat is insane. And then the stuff he's saying, he just jumps on like, oh my God! Like I remember, it
serves as a good bridge too because he was around during the '80s, so he's a big fan of like the call and response type, but he's also from the South, so he has that history, like not history, but that belonging where he knows and understands the South. But then, like, he's so gifted as, like, he reminds people of Nas, like a young Nas. So he has all these different, like, factors to him that's, like, so unique.
Because that's the other thing. Like, at that time, he was, like, 33. You know what I mean? So he wasn't, like, some young kid coming out. Like, he was already in his 30s by the time most of us heard of him. Yeah. And, like I said, that song, Exhibit C, was just so... It was the thing on the internet. Like everybody was just like, "Who is this guy? What is this?" And like I said, from the opening bars, I'm gonna try to remember. He said, when I was sleeping on the train, sleeping on Mesereau Ave out in the rain, without even a single slice of pizza to my name, too proud to beg for change, mastering the pain. When New York was calling Southern rappers lame, but then jacking our slang like. That was he took it so many different ways in like 4 bars. I was just like, okay, this guy's different. Yeah. And then from there, I'm hearing him on features. He was on the Control joint that when Kendrick went crazy, everybody forgets Jay Electronica is the 3rd verse on there. Oh, shoot. You know what I mean? Everybody forgets that. Kendrick had the verse that went crazy on there, but after Kendrick was Jay Electronica with a very good verse as well. He's done, features with Mac Miller. Yeah. He had an unreleased song with Game that was dope. Like, Jay Electronica is just this...
track with Most Def.
Most Def. He's just this figure within hip-hop where you hear him on stuff and you like, where is he? What is he doing?
Where's your release?
Like, what is it? Like, come on. Like, by the time we hit 2011, 2012, everybody's like, where is the album?
They're frustrated at that point.
Yeah. Man, but that was, as far as first impression, Exhibit C was everything. That I wore that song to the ground. It was everything, man. I love that song.
And then the bar that got me was that what was that one line you were saying?
He was like he said they call me Jay Electronica. Fuck that. Call me Jay Elect Hanukkah, Jay Elect Yamaka, Jay Elect Tramadan, Muhammad Asalamlika, Rasulullah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala through your monitor. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. This is insane.
At that point, that's when I was like, okay. Headphones off.
Yeah. This is different.
Let's take a break from all this lyrical prowess.
Yeah, like this is insanity.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And like when I mentioned like he's dope over beatless beats, he's dope over beats that have beats.
Right,
too.
right. It could be
shows that.
He could rap just strictly over a soul sample, and he could rap over something with knock as well. Right. He's that dope.
This is one of the benefits to having someone at the top of the throne like Lil Wayne at this time, because when you hear a gentleman like Jay Electronica, the comparison instantly starts. Right. And then you're like, well, Lil Wayne's good, popular, all that stuff. But in comparison to...
This was different.
Very different.
This was way...
It shines in a lot more spots than Lil Wayne did at that time.
That's a great... No, that was a great point you bringing up Wayne, too, because, like, this is peak Wayne era where he's running the world, and then this comes out. You like, whoa, way left. Like he just, while everyone was going right where Wayne was going, Jay Electronica went way to the left.
I love the way he spins it too, because he says something about like, oh, you fuck with the hot boys. He goes, well, I'm still hot like a jalapeno or something like that. I was like, oh shit, okay.
Yep.
So he's still bringing the heat in a different way.
Right.
That's
he's very still New Orleans. He reps it. He'll mention it in most of his songs. Like he was, very proud of where he's from, but he's been in different places, Detroit, Philly. So he'll mention those cities from time to time too. So yeah, his whole experience as an MC and as a person really is just unlike anything you'll ever see.
Yeah. Eternal Sunshine too was for me like one of those ones that like it makes you like think. It's like profound. It's like it's crazy how his voice over something like that, over like the soundtrack, can really like transcend and like take you to another place. Like it feels like he's the narrator of life or something like that. If he's on like National Geographic or something, like describing the earth, like that's how ominous listening to him feels like on a soundtrack, like especially Eternal Sunshine. That soundtrack is ill.
It's wild.
Yeah, that one's like an ill, like makes you really think and go into the cosmos. Yeah. Like that's how ill that soundtrack is. But you add his lyrical prowess onto something like that, it's out of here. Like
gone.
Yeah, and just from that one release, very unconventional. It doesn't even follow the typical style of hip hop, like chorus, hook, this and that.
Oh no,
it breaks all that, and it's like he could do this without a hook. He'll just give you lyrical bars. He'll pause, give you a sample of something like random that's like also eclectic, just like him. Yep, like it's a dope fusion.
Yeah, he's not just lyrical; he also is a showman within his songs.
Yes,
and being a showman, you can kind of deviate from providing a chorus at some points, because then you could just replace it with, the ad libs and all that in replacement of it, because then more bars come, more verses. Perfect. I'd rather have more intricate lyrical verses at that point than trying to have a catchy chorus.
Right.
And then even his silence says a lot. Like the part where he pauses and stuff, it makes you kind of like look inside, like it's like a freaking explanation.
It's a moment to reflect.
Yeah, his silence makes it like that. Like it's cinematic.
Right.
That's the difference. Like everybody's going in 2D. This dude's in 3D. Like it's a whole different playing field with this dude.
I mean, he was even on a song when Reflection Eternal reunited when Quali and High Tech did their second album. He's on a song on that album, and it's Quali, Mos Def, J. Cole, and Jay Electronica. That's a crazy lineup of 4 MCs. Right. They all bring it, and Jay Elect just does his thing. He had so many obscure features. That's what made the demand for him even more. I mean, like I said, anyone from Quali to Westside Gunn, Big Sean, Jay-Z. Right. He's done songs with so many people. All these
different pockets.
Yeah, Chance the Rapper, like Kanye. It all over the place.
Right, he would feature on Kanye's
all over the place.
I would say his style is like anticlimactic, but it's also spectacular in the way that it's minimal. Like it's minimalist, but it's like looking at a painting or something. Like it's the just the plainness of it, even the minimalist piece to it, it makes it great.
Yeah, I mean McDonald's is minimalist, but it's there and it's very important. It's an important staple in Americana.
Period.
In fast food. Like the simplicity for a lot of things actually is outstanding in certain regards, because that means you do something really well consistently.
Right.
In Jay's case, I'd be hard pressed to find a verse where he doesn't shine or he doesn't outshine his features.
Man,
so we know he does something really well. Simply put.
What do you guys get when you hear him style wise? When you hear somebody like this,
a breath of fresh air. It's the 5% mindset.
Mm-hmm. Was heavy in there. Yeah.
The 5% mindset at this point in time was we're at 15-year gap between someone being a 5%er and releasing or not releasing, but being like in the main stage, between like Wu-Tang's releases and stuff like that, and to having someone on the main stage like really being sympathetic to Louis Farrakhan in the Nation of Islam. When you kind of carry that kind of mindset, you are, it's by design that you're educated. It's by design that you're trying to look outside the box, outside the norms, and it's his style, very thought-provoking, and you could tell that he really puts a lot of detail into his rhymes with like payoffs and stuff. A lot of people could be lyrical, but if you're lyrical with a payoff like Jay is in most cases on his verses, oh man, you're in rarefied air. And this is why Jay's in a particular position where we're dying for an album because of how good we've heard on just features, on little tracks here, unreleased joints. It's that stuff we crave at that point, and the 2010s was the perfect time for him to show up.
He was the most anticipated rapper from literally, like I said, probably from 2009 to, like I said, right around 20, maybe 13, 14. Probably about 2015, everybody pretty much gave up. But I would say like the peak from 2009 to like 2012, everyone was wanting a Jay Electronica album. Waiting, because in those years, not only was he fresh off Exhibit C, that was his most active with the features still. Right. Like he still
with the label and everything, so you're expecting.
He was doing so much. I mean, as far as his style, I want to bring up some bars from Exhibit C just so you can see just where his mind goes. He had a part where he goes, so now I'm back spitting that he could pass a polygraph. That Reverend Run rocking Adidas out on Hollis Ave. That FOI, Marcus Garvey, Nikki Tesla. I shock you like an eel, electric field, Jay Electra. Like, how do you even combine the fruit of Islam, Reverend Run and Run DMC, and Nikki Tesla and Marcus Garvey? How do you even blend those worlds together?
Yeah. Let's throw in electric eel in there for
he does it effortlessly. He does it so often. He could take the 5 most randomest concepts and find a way in one bar to make it make sense.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what you're dealing with.
That's what you're dealing with. I mean, the creativity with his bars, like he's just so different. I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over the place with his bars, but I'm trying to set up what we're about to be doing here with this guy. Like on that, I'm gonna go one more on that Control verse.
Oh yeah.
His first couple bars, he goes, "You could check my name on the books. I earth, wind, and fired the verse and rained on the hook." Like he's taking the elements, the actual physical elements of nature, but also earth, wind, and fire the group. Right. But he made it sound powerful. Like man, like I said, at one point he was the rapper I was listening to the most because I was waiting, and half of the loose songs on this compilation, I remember bumping them like crazy. Like one that we're not gonna do, but it was a prayer for Michael Vick and T.I. Like
we'll mention there.
That one, I listened to that song ridiculously in my iPod. But yeah, just kind of summing up with his style. His style is heavy lyricism, obviously, but the themes where it could be from, consciousness to, 5% teachings, but also very street and gutter at the same time. Again, without necessarily being a participant.
Right.
Like he can rap some gangster shit without, glorifying or actually giving you actual action of doing gangster shit. You can see
it in this compilation somewhere.
Yeah, like he can, like he does that. Like I said,
there's dealing, and then there's anher one. I forgot what the other track was called. But
he can do it so well. Like I said, he has an unreleased song with Game that was supposed to be on a Game album around the time. It never came out, but man, that verse was crazy that Jay Electronica did. I was like, he sounded like he was just some dude. Like he was mentioning like, gangs. Like you would have thought he was from California the way he was rapping on it. It was, he's a chameleon and also a genius dude.
Yeah. I would say mystical sermon wrapped with dense poetry.
Man.
In his delivery carries so much weight. Like if it's prophetic almost.
Mm-hmm.
The cadence is a streetwise scholar. Unorthodox for sure.
Very.
It's like he's conversating with you. then that's also dope because it's like he'll go on these little riffs, kind of like if it's a jazz riff or something, like little cadence or something really quick. And at the same time, he's like unconcerned with the conventional song structure. He could go minutes without a hook.
Yeah.
He could weave arcane references to religion, quantum physics, to Black history, into like all one single verse. But it's most of all very cinematic to me. And I love that he can bring in like elements of all aspects of his, upbringing into like the verse. Like 1 minute he could talk about the Book of Revelation and then go into the Quran and like go into the 5%. Like this dude can like kind of touch a little bit on all these different things, and then even go into like just like what it's like from where he came from and stuff like that. And then also have this highbrowness to it. And then he says it differently. Like,
I want to ask you guys something about that, because we don't normally get, when someone actually writes out lyrics like that, no one is in different directions like Jay.
Yeah.
I don't see many MCs going that direction, but that plays into his genius. My question to you guys is like, what other MC comes into mind when you think of someone that can go here, and there and still be like lyrically potent like that?
I mean, you mentioned him earlier. Doom is a perfect one.
Yeah.
I mean, Doom, he's done songs with, Fonte from Little Brother and Royce the 5'9", but then he'll also flip and do something. He got songs with West Side Gun. Like the versatility in that's part of the mystique, is that there is no limit to what he can do. There's no box.
That's what that feels like with Jay Electronica. It doesn't feel like there's a limit.
I can do like Jay Electronica. Literally, I can do a song with Talib Kweli, and I can do a song with Soulja Boy, and I'm gonna kill it both ways. Like he has a song with Soulja Boy. Like it doesn't matter. Like he can. Like that's how different this dude is. It doesn't matter. Mac Miller, Soulja Boy, J. Cole, Big Sean, Jay-Z. Name whoever you want to name.
Yep, you're right.
Jay can go anywhere and it's perfect. And I feel like Doom was one of those guys. He could do a song with Ghostface and then turn around and do something with, Royce the 5'9",
and then turn another corner and do one with De La Soul.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no box you can put him in. And not only there's no box you can put him in, he sounds comfortable. Like he doesn't go to their world, they go to his.
Dude, he even like kind of imitates the style of like Run DMC and stuff, like in one of these tracks.
Yeah.
He imitates that call and response style.
Yep.
Like that's even crazy.
Yeah.
The way he flowed into that so easily and then flowed out of it.
That's almost the perfect MC, is doing crowd interaction and be lyrically potent like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, I mean, just again, like that song I was mentioning, like I said, you would have thought he was from Cali talking like this. He was like, I'm out west now banging with the game in them. California top shelf kush to the cranium. One love, one blood. The legend is real. Word to I Am Diddy, the president seal. Like he doesn't have a limit.
I'm going to go a little hard on him now. I'm going to pose this question to you because this is the topic of conversation and what the fans are expecting. They're wanting him to drop more.
Yeah.
Is it problematic to have an artist such as this that is talented but yet drops very little in his discography? Like, do you guys see that as something that we should still appreciate, or is that kind of problematic that artists do that they're so talented?
It's problematic for him
in his case.
Yeah, in the fact that an artist needs to be compensated in the realm of sustaining survivability. We're talking financials here,
Right.
But within the hip hop community, you're immortalized. Nas could have dropped Illmatic and fell off the face of the earth, and he would have still been Nas dropping Illmatic.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
Jay did it even like. Jay Electronica did it as underground as you can do it, and he's still
on MySpace.
Underground.
On MySpace, like we're
what rings true is to me is in the movie Demolition Man. There's Dennis Leary's character who chills underground, but he likes it and he enjoys it, and he doesn't want to come up to the surface.
Yeah,
Jay Electronica's like that because he's revered. He's revered. Hip hop heads still want to release
or benefit. Let's say, for example,
somebody
I think who could have probably got signed or something.
Yeah, bro.
But yet this guy, even now, like it's hard to find this dude.
Hey, benefit. We're trying to reach out to you, bro. By the way,
like you said, like we mentioned earlier, by the time we finally got the out, it was too late. And it didn't deliver. Like, that's the other thing. Had he delivered, we might have forgiven it.
I mentioned to you that they call it Jay-Z's mixtape.
Yeah, it's a Jay-Z featuring Jay Electronica project. Like,
it is a dope project, but it still came a decade later.
10 years too late.
You know, and it has a lot of Jay-Z on it, which is, it's cool to have Jay-Z on it, but you still want a project where you're hearing the artist you want to hear.
Yeah, this wasn't, it didn't deliver. Like I said, it wasn't terrible, but it did not deliver what we thought we would get from a Jay Electronica album.
And that's I think there's a 50-50 split. Some do feel fulfillment, some don't. So it's about a 50-50 split on that.
Someone's talking to Jay Electronica on the post before the album. He's like, "Hey Jay, you're gonna come out with an album, right?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm coming out with an album. With another Jay."
Jay-Z and Jay Electronica. Joe Budden had something to say about it. He called it like Jay-Z's mixtape too. And him and Jay Electronica had some
next time
some beef over there.
He wasn't wrong.
If someone tells me that J. Cole and Jay Electronica are coming out with an album, I'm like, okay, J. Cole's coming out with an album.
Yes,
Jay Electronica.
Right. Jay Electronica.
I'm not gonna fall for that twice.
We're not falling for that again. It's gonna have 10 songs on it. J. Cole's gonna be on 9. Jay Electronica's gonna be on 3. Like, it's just we wanted it so bad, and absolutely. Like you said, is it problematic? It's problematic when you don't deliver. You see what I'm saying? That's when it's problematic. You know what I mean? You know, we've had, again, for a while that was kind of a knock. You know what I mean, on Kendrick for taking 5 years between,
because Kendrick was almost going in that
for
route
5 years. It was like he was like quasi retired.
It's like hip hop's Christopher Nolan.
Right.
But the difference was he already delivered 3 great albums before that. Now it's like over. Right now it's kind of getting fatigue almost. You know what I mean? But
he showed up one too many times.
You know what I mean?
We're like,
right.
We're not used to you.
Right. But it's like, but the difference was in that, yes, we had that 5-year period, but before that we had 3 great albums to go with. Whereas Jay Electronica, we never got one. Even like again, I hate to, kind of go here, but even like with Andre 3000, you know what I mean? Like, as great as he is, as incredible as he is as an MC, all the great work with Outkast, we never got a solo.
Also has kids with
also has a kid with Erykah Badu. That's something he shares with Jay Electronica. You know what I mean?
Maybe Jay and Andre's kid can just, but maybe
the two of them can make an album.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
What are they, Trunks and Goten or what?
At this point, they can make an album. I mean, we're more likely to get that collab album than a Jay Electronica solo album and an Andre 3000 solo album. Solo rap album.
This sounds like a hot take, but they might be right.
I'm trying to figure out if Andre 3000 is a genius for the way he's doing these drops of like the piano thing, like
to make money.
I'm thinking like it's still people are gonna listen to it and stream it, but then I'm thinking, can it be sampled? Like, how is this like evolve and then maybe does he rap on it once it's sampled as a remix or something? Like, am I alone on that?
It's almost like, because for me, like I said, it almost feels like and again, I don't know. Obviously, we don't know either gentleman.
Yeah.
But just as an outsider, it almost looks like fear for no reason.
Oh yes, because of the expectation.
Yeah.
Like even Eminem has that a little bit. That fear of like, it has to be top tier.
Right.
Otherwise, people are going to criticize.
Right.
Me. Yeah.
But the difference between, an Andre 3000 versus a Jay Electronica is at least we do have those examples of him delivering, albeit not on a solo rap album.
Right.
The work he's done with Outkast has been enough as far as, it's like, what's there to be afraid of?
And in Jay Electronica's case, on his benefit, to his benefit, he did release also to that volume 2 that same year too.
Yeah.
So that also is a whole. That's another drop that year.
Fulfilling in sorts.
Right? Yeah, but it's still a decade later.
Yeah, and again, we didn't. It wasn't the album we wanted.
Right.
And again, I'm not saying that we're,
entitled
the end all be all.
Right.
We're not entitled to anything, to be honest. Anything we get from an artist is a gift.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just being honest. But at the same time, when you put yourself out there, as an MC.
Yeah, you're like teasing us
on
like,
many occasions.
Don't give us
like,
that much.
You're blue balling us. Like,
if he just did Exhibit C and left and we never heard nothing else, he would have been, okay, cool. He had that one amazing song and that's it. No. We got feature after feature after feature after song after song.
You expect that to drop like a Snoop Dogg. When you heard Snoop Dogg on Chronic, you're looking for.
We're waiting. Everybody was waiting for Doggy Style.
And it's going to pay to your benefit. You drop an album, everybody's going to go buy your album.
50 was hot with the mixtapes. Everybody was waiting. When he signed with Eminem and Dr. Dre, everybody was waiting for that album, and it delivered.
Right.
Like, that's what we want. We wanted that moment from Jay Electronica, and we never got it. That was the disappointment.
It's kind of like being a first-round draft pick, and you don't make out to what what you're thinking it's going to come out to be.
He ends up being a solid role player.
Yeah.
But
a Tatum or something.
But nowhere living up to the expectations of being the number one pick.
I will say Jay Electronica's talent, it's far outweighs. It's more than a Jason Tatum.
Oh yeah,
we're talking about
talent-wise. He can sit at the table with anybody. Bar for bar, he can sit at the table with Nas,
who was
whoever.
That talented in basketball that didn't didn't have like a long lasting or didn't that you could compare to Jay Electronica too. Like
Derrick Rose.
That great.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
It was kind of like
you had it, and then the injuries.
Yeah.
Because he came in and was delivering.
I said that way too quick.
Oh, it was just the right answer.
Yeah.
That is the right answer. I mean, we saw it. He's still to this day the youngest player to ever win MVP.
Yep. That year was crazy.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, he may end up being the only MVP to not be in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
As crazy as that sounds, he may go down as the only player to win MVP and not go to the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Like I'm not saying that's a foregone conclusion. He may still make it, but he's definitely not going to be first ballot. Yeah. He won't be first ballot for sure. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Would you say Jay Electronica would make it in the Hall of Fame?
I would have to say. I would have to say no. We didn't get the album.
That's a hot take.
We got some great verses.
Jay Electronica.
Some amazing Lucy's.
Jay Electronica, Ali.
It would be like if Nas did Live at the Barbecue, but we didn't get Illmatic. Yeah. Live at the Barbecue was what made everybody want Nas.
True.
And then Illmatic comes and he delivered.
Because
Snoop.
This was a new iteration. This was people likened him to like the Nas of this generation.
Didn't deliver.
Yeah, we can even take the same basketball example and be like, Jay Electronica was fantastic in college.
But
he didn't.
That's exactly didn't translate to the league. Yeah. Like that's what it feels like because the bars are there, the verses. I just read off a bunch of crazy bars, but we didn't get the project.
Would you compare it to Cannabis? Is it a similar vein or no?
No, because Cannabis went gold twice.
Cannabis at least dropped.
Yeah.
He's dropped albums and multiple albums, and on those albums, even though the first one didn't deliver as far as he still went gold, which today it would be like going double platinum. Right. In the 90s, that was kind of a failure, low key, but he still went gold. And on that album, even though it's not heralded as some super classic, there's classic joints on there, and he has albums later, which again I wouldn't herald the albums classic. But there are classics on those albums. Yeah. Like it's undeniable. Like Curriculum 101, I've never heard nothing like that. That song is insane. And it wasn't some Lucy. It was on an album. You know what I mean? He stepped in the like I compared to stepping in the ring. Yeah. You know what I mean? You stepped in the ring. Jay Electronica never stepped in the ring fully. Like he kind of dipped his toe in the water, but without the we need albums. Right. Nas is Nas because of his albums. Jay-Z is Jay-Z because of his albums. Like, it's about bodies of work. Yeah. A bunch of dope features is great, but I can't compare you to Mos Def, who has a classic album that can't be denied.
True.
Again, even Mos, his stuff is kind of sporadic post Black on Both Sides as far as projects. You know what I mean? But we got Black on Both Sides, though. Which is an undeniable, non-debatable classic.
Like even if you had dropped one at least.
Just one.
Oh, yeah. He needs to get there.
Just one. One classic album, you have a classic album.
Yeah, you're solidified.
You know what I mean? That's what you got. Some rappers got 10 albums with no classic albums.
Is it like so cool, though, that he's like known as this nomad type?
Yeah, but the connection of you trying to be in the Hall of Fame, trying to get this as heralded level.
It's a different conversation.
No.
In this class, to put him in this class with like Eminem or somebody. Yeah.
You needed an album.
You can't really put him in that class, even though he has the lyrical
skill wise. Like I said, he can sit with anybody. He can go bar for bar with whoever. Like that's
I'd love to have him in the cypher. You know,
which is why we're talking about him.
Right, exactly.
The reason we're talking about him is because he's that nice.
Yeah, super nice.
It's just
one of the nicest we've heard.
It's just to be in that class, you got to have a body of work. The body of work is what does it.
It's important.
It is. You got to have it.
All right. Well, let's talk about the album cover here. We got what the F asterisk CK is a Jay Electronica, and underneath it you have Jay Electronica sitting. Looks like maybe a kick store, or maybe it's a closet, maybe it's I think it's a kick store. But the colorway is pretty cool. I like the baby blue with the white and the black. I think the color is cool. I like the title. I think also it's a funny title. Yeah. You know, what's a freaking Jay Electronica?
What the fuck is a Jay Electronica?
It's something that maybe people might be thinking.
Like, Jay
Electronica?
I mean, it's somebody, if you said, you know, who you listen to, Jay Electronica, what the fuck is a Jay Electronica? There's people that would answer that. You know what I mean?
I could say that,
And then you put them on.
And the beginning also references that, like, as someone's dissing them or something, where they're like, what the fuck is a Jay Electronica? So it also is a homage to that.
Yeah. I mean, that picture of him, I mean, if you Google him, it's like one of the first images that comes up. Like,
oh, really?
I don't even know if that's, you know, because again, this is just some compilation that was put together.
Right.
Somebody probably just got that picture and just put it there.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't even know who this was really, if this was approved by him.
I have zero idea.
Work. I don't know.
I literally have no idea.
This is the people's album.
Like, I don't know who did this, who put it together, who released it. But literally, if you Google Jay Electronica and images, that's one of the first pictures that come up, just him sitting there like that.
Any other thoughts onto this one? It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts that you guys have on this one? No, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
I'm already detached because we're like, this could just be the People's album cover.
Yeah, because right, you don't know.
This wasn't something that was thought out.
I think there's this metaphorical interpretation we got to dig into on this one.
Someone just took a picture of him, put it on there, put the title, put his name. I mean, it was just spliced together. Somebody just spliced some things, and here you go, y'all. Enjoy.
I'd be lying to you if I could see the pain within Jay Electronica's face.
It's just a random picture of him. You know what I mean?
He's asking himself that.
Yeah, right.
He's pondering the question.
That's funny.
You know what I mean? But that's the thing. It's just this collection of songs. They're still warranted to be talked about. Like that's the overall point. I know we just had that.
I think some of them come from EP did Style Wars or something like that. So
yes.
Some of them come from that. It's just a collection of songs that they put together, compiled. The 3 tracks that we chose out of this, because this is the point where we go into the tracks, read the lyrics, and then we pull out any meanings, any wordplay, any skills that we see going on here. We're about to find some right now for sure with this guy, but the 3 tracks that we chose is going to be My World, Eternal Sunshine, So What You Saying. Those are going to be the 3 tracks that we chose. Honorable mentions go to the Michael Vick one. Any other honorable mentions that we have on this one?
That was one I know. I lead through that out there. That was mine too.
Okay. I had the other one, but I forgot the title name. It's like
Renaissance Man.
Renaissance Man was another one. Dude, I liked a lot of albums on here. Dime Thap Trup Tommy, whatever that is. Like that's
DMT.
Yeah, that one was a dope one for me. I like the beat on that, and I like the way he just goes off on that. But this is a dope compilation. Like, this is probably the most like full that you'll get of Jay Electronica.
As far as a body of work, this is the closest thing you're gonna get to a full body of work of Jay Electronica. Yeah,
and it's dope. So we go into My World first, which is a play off of the Pete Rock beat made for Nas on Illmatic, who's The World Is Yours. So he flips that beat, flips the piano. Dope way he flipped it. Starts with the hook, whose world is this? The world is yours, the world is yours. And then there's this Willy Wonka sample. I always thought that this is a dope-ass sample, and I didn't know that he used it. But it's cool that he kind of used multiple Willy Wonka samples. This is a classic movie, and it has some dope liners in that movie. So peace to Willy Wonka, the guy that played them. I forget his name right now.
Gene Wilder.
Yeah, peace to that dude. So this is when they're going on that ride. They're going on like a ferry boat, and it's almost like passing through time or something. So that's pretty crazy.
You don't know if the doors are closing, and
we're here. Going faster and faster,
and we're here,
and we're here. And you can get backwards, go forwards to go to back. Hey, the room's getting smaller. No, it's not. It's getting bigger. Okay, so let me go into verse 1. They threw rose petals at the feet of the Christ when I entered the center. Already. Metaphorically. Motherfucker, I'm cold as the winter. My waves were spinning like blades on the
Pirellis.
Pirellis?
Rims. Tires. Pirellis are tires.
The Christian Dior shades was driving them silly. It's Big Willie. I came through them cats from Philly. Lakers versus Heat, floor seats. You know the dealie. Either you gonna love the kid or want to kill me. Whew. Just the way you phrase that is ill. I'm back at him, on fire like crack atoms.
But yeah, once you actually bust open an atom, it releases energy.
Boom. That's so crazy, huh? How microscopic that is, but yet
how the atom bomb works.
They over the hill like Wyclef and Proswell.
Lauryn Hill.
I'm over the hills like UFOs at Roswell. That was the one that sold me right there. Yep. You lame. I know you guys well. If you can name an MC that's flamer than me, you high as hell.
Such a dichotomy right there. You know what I mean? Such a great play on words.
Right. High and then hell.
Yep.
Below you. Like that's dope.
You could dance with the chancellor. One glance and you're caught up in the trance of a tarantula. Look at that right there. That's
wordplay.
And if you could, then you probably would. They come close, but it's no cigar. Welcome to my world.
Whose world is this?
Yeah. I even like when he says,
the world is yours.
It's Big Willie. I came through with them cats from Philly. That's a shout out. That's like, Big Willie is a rich, kind of baller, but also a shout out to Will Smith.
Yeah, I was gonna say Will Smith from Philly.
So it's like a double, meaning right there.
Verse 2, your arms too short to box with the sender of prophets. Another best way.
Sender of prophets.
So, because people always say your arms are
too short to box with God. Like that's a common.
The sender of prophets.
He found a creative way to say the same thing.
God, the sender of prophets.
The sender of prophets.
Aviator shades. The stage is a cockpit. Leather Pelly lounging at the sofa telly, sipping San Pellegrino, eating Ghirardellis.
I wouldn't have been able to even phrase this more.
I have no idea
what he's talking about.
The San Pellegrino is the sparkling water. The Ghirardellis are the Ghirardelli chocolates.
Let alone choose this to rhyme with. Like,
he probably had Pellegrino next to him and Ghirardellis
while he's writing the verse.
Pelly. I see it.
It rhymes.
Hey yo. I recline and chill, twinkling the rag to shine my grill. That's the third ward appeal, bitch. Get at me and my chick is like JFK and Jackie. They can't wait to catch me in Dallas. Top down on the grassy knoll and clap me.
Wow.
kidnap my body and fuck up the autopsy. Okay, the conspiracy goes live right here.
What conspiracy?
Wow.
What conspiracy?
You mentioned Roswell already, and now the JFK assassination. That's crazy.
Yeah. Kidnap my body and fuck up the autopsy.
And for those who don't know, just a little history lesson. They said that, you know, that the body was manipulated by the insiders, CIA. That's why he's talking about, you know,
the only murder in the state of Texas to not get a state investigation.
Yeah, wow. That's why he said kidnap the body and fuck up the autopsy.
But I'm nice like Christ. You blink twice, you hit. I'm chilling in College Park eating salmon and grits. It's the Black Caesar, Jesus. He's just a lyrical monster, boogeyman out of the dumpster. So Oscar the Grouch.
Boogeyman out of the dumpster.
Black Pharaoh, Jay Bowie spitting fat arrows. Keep your eye on the sparrow and the fly apparel. You ain't ready for war, hide your barrel. Stay in your lane, man. Chance of surviving is narrow. Welcome to my world.
Wow.
Keep your eye on the sparrow and the fly apparel.
Yeah. Like he just, like that's the thing. Like he mixed in, you know, some fly shit, but also with some spiritual. Like that's man, like he knew how to just, like I said, he just blends stuff so effortlessly.
I like how he's talking about himself in third person. Like,
oh, he does that a lot. Yeah. That is a very big theme of his. Verse 3, deep in the jungle, busting nickel sacks of crack from G packs for stacks. Niggas on the humble hustling. See that game? That's the one. That's the one they call survival, man. They popping at 5-0. They low life pigs who get it how they live. They daddies in them courthouses giving out bids, chopping his on blocks and leaving wickedness. Man, they embroidered the land. Then they smallpox the witnesses. Ugh, nasty. Raping babies.
That's one thing about him too. It almost feels like he has this like knowledge of something, and then he like slowly reveals to you like this little bit of knowledge.
He speaks on it like he was there.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like he's talking about these history lessons like he literally watched it happen.
Yeah.
He gives you the feeling like he was there. Raping babies, using ladies as their mistresses, causing chaos and disorder. That's why the Glock on hold, the block on swole. I built the city on rock and roll. Now I'm banging on Rumsfeld and bells ringing. Him and Dick will be in hell singing. Woe to the hypocrites and infidels screaming. Can't handle the wrath of the Son of Man, black pandemonium. Yeah, the flows that's scandalous. I crush any MC who feels they must. Try me. The smallest flea on the dog won't get by me. Oh my gosh. If I was you, I'd be scared to death. Hit it up, leave him right there in his mess. This penicillin I'm spilling, leave hair on your chest. You feel me? You can't beat me, kill me. I'll be back 3 days disguised as a gardener with my kicks filthy. Told you I was nice like Christ. The rap angels throw down ice. I shine like jewelry and light. I can make a true believer out of Curious Dyke. Oh my gosh. She'll be wearing hijab singing Hamdulillah. This dude said, I can make a true believer out of Curious Dyke. She'll be wearing hijab singing Hamdulillah. I'll be slinging dice, humming songs on the Ave. They'll be saying, man, he going off the path. But that's on the low though. Beating cats with no glow. Trying to play me like a hoe, but this ain't rocks and ponds or tic-tac-toe. This planet's moons, quasars, and high-tech radars.
Hold on.
He goes elementary, but only for the big reveal of dropping science.
Planets,
Crazy.
moons, quasars, and high-tech radars.
Oh my gosh, that dude said, "Oh, I gotta run that back." Beating cats with no glow, trying to play me like a hoe, but this ain't rooks and pawns or tic-tac-toe. This planet's moons and quasars and high-tech radars is on the grid while J-Man stay going off the radar.
AWOL.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about, guys.
And that's the thing too. A lot of the times, like with his songs, he just end it.
Yeah.
Like it's not really like.
Yeah, and then it might go into a sample maybe or something.
It's no big climax. It's no big.
Yeah, anticlimactic.
It's just he just says something and it's over.
Yeah.
Like he just
like,
ends
I'm
the
done.
song.
Like I dropped the mic on you.
That's it.
Yeah. And that in itself is what I was talking about. To me, that minimalism like that, it's awing. It's spectacular. Like it's just like we said though, we need bodies of work to really put you there. You know what I mean? Like
because he got the skills.
They're there. Okay, so we move on to the second track. The second track we're going to go on to is now going to be
Eternal Sunshine.
Sunshine.
We got to see if we can find it somewhere off of Genius. I don't see it on the track listing. You guys see it?
I was looking for
it's on
it.
there.
Yeah.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Eternal Sunshine.
Am I tripping?
Yeah, I'm not seeing it either on mine.
Oh no, that's not it.
But you're saying it's on another one?
Yeah.
Eternal Sunshine. Let me go ahead and get that going. But it's on Genius though.
Yeah, it's on Genius.
Oh, just put it on
just search Eternal Sunshine.
Okay,
there it is. Sweet.
All right, so we're moving on to Eternal Sunshine, and the thing about this track is it's using the Eternal Sunshine soundtrack to this, so no beat, but that soundtrack in itself, that movie in itself, legendary Jim Carrey movie, very thought-provoking. It's probably one of Jim Carrey's more serious roles at the time. I think that was one of his first serious roles, but it was also like a love story. It was like it had a lot of deep meaning in that movie. So you couple that as the backdrop of him then dropping these bars that are like almost like just timeless onto this soundtrack that's already like timeless is just a perfect marriage, and why he was right out the gate set apart from the rest. So yeah, we go into that. How are we gonna split this up? Because it's just one long ass.
But they have it on here split up in 6 verses.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess we could just go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to tell me when to stop, Ali, because mine doesn't have it split up.
Okay, So like I'll do the first verse.
Okay.
I'll do the first one.
Sounds good.
Yep. So he goes, she says she never fell in love with a Superman, Christian, Muslim, Protestant, Lutheran. I told her that being immortal is the portal to the true nature of growth, like Christ like Buddha man. That's why I never spit the traditional garbage of a night fight. Bright lights, white ice to the fans.
Yeah.
The radio was just a stereo, like a house ain't a home, and a chair is just a chair. Ask Luther Van. Oh
yeah,
man,
that tie is crazy. If you don't know that song, it's just talking about
a house is not a home.
Yeah, a house is
Luther
not a home
Vandross.
unless there's love in there.
Yep.
Right. It's just a house. It's not a home. And he's saying a stereo. Same thing.
Radio's just a stereo.
It's just a stereo.
Yep. And then he, spits the Luther line.
That's a crazy
A chair is
bar.
just a chair.
Yeah.
So he goes, the radio is just a stereo, like a house ain't a home, and a chair is just a chair. Ask Luther Van. Whoa. Go to work, go to church, let your dreams die. Bow tie, final call and a bean pie. Yarmulke for Hanukkah, wish list for Christmas. This is the gist of the life that we lead. Why? Man.
Yeah.
So you can fit in with the closed-minded and the sit-ins, and the and get clotheslined in the it end. I could care less about a plaque and the bit ends, and getting punked on TV by my frit ends. Oh man.
Yeah, that show Punked.
Punked.
Yeah. So that was like and you look back at it. Sometimes it's kind of. And this is me personally. When I watch it back, sometimes it's kind of cringe.
Yeah.
It's like.
Looking
we're
back on
about
it.
This, like we got other things to I don't know.
Yeah.
But, it's a cool critique on that.
Mm-hmm. Don't get it wrong. I get tempted by the rewards that all come along with making songs. But what does it mean if I'm a Muslim and you a Jew? And because of that alone, we don't get along. And when you talk like this and try to walk like this, the radio stations will never put it on. Just Mims, just 50, just Wayne, just Jeezy, them franchise boys and Jimmy Jones. Fuck that. Fuck rap. This God hop. Kingdom music for the hard rocks. Ugh.
God hop. Kingdom music for the
hard
rocks.
Man.
Yo.
I'ma split it till TRL get it and Hot 97 hit it with a bomb drop. Ass Flex, ass Slay, ass Who Kid. Just Blaze and Jay is the new kid. I took Eternal Sunshine and looped it. No drums, no hook, just new shit. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Just promoted the movie.
Right. Crazy, man. Oh, that verse was hard.
Did you sample it? No, I just promoted it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go with the second one, Mark?
Yeah, I got you. Piece to him using like the whole sequence of the Willy Wonka portion where Charlie gets got by Willy Wonka.
Right.
He was clearly a fan of that movie.
He's all, you can read it, plain as day, etc., etc. Expenses.
Good day, sir.
Bumped into the ceiling, you get nothing. You lose.
You lose. Good day, sir. That's a dope ass little monologue.
Mm-hmm.
The handling of a heart's a very delicate art because it's paper thin. One irrelevant thought that started out as a spark, kind of allusion to the Big Bang, could be a poisonous dart that leaves a permanent mark. That's ice cold in the day and burns in the dark. It makes you never want to see her face again. Tee-hee. Oh, these are literally
crazy,
one of the first rappers to ever tee-hee in a bar.
I know. But what a crazy way to even you took it on one aspect, and I'm thinking about love, that thought and heartbreak, all the way he's describing this shit is
crazy,
otherworldly. It's different.
Definitely multiple interpretations with this. It makes you never want to see her face again. Tee-hee. What a place I'm in. Lead me to the station. A one-way ticket. Don't look back. One cold tear that froze and cracked. A whole lot of pain I'm holding back. Shav said, F that. Roll the sack. I said, if my skull was cracked and blood ran down out to the cul-de-sac, that could not match me where I'm at. My memories flash me there and back. Yep.
Damn.
There it goes. Right there in the black. Holding hands. Not staring back. She starts crying. I start denying. It's my fault and I'm aware of that. Man, in hindsight, signs be glaring back. Where's the map to show you where you're at? I can hear the crowds yelling. I can smell the tire smoke. I can hear the starter pistol. Where's the track? Ring no answer. Came home late. Jane told Dick she had a date, but they was just chilling. And at that moment, the right brain says to the left, just kill him. Make the headlines. Make the front page. Wild out in the courthouse, man, thrill them. They'll say the boy's dead wrong, but I'll feel him.
Crazy. Okay, I'll go on to this third part. Voodoo man, chicken bone. I can make a thunderstorm from a light rain. My ears start ringing. My nose get bloody. I feel a little bit of pressure on my right brain. Intermission, transmission. Put me in submission. Glisten, trapped in the light prison, whistling. The Christ told me come closer to the light, man. I went blind, woke up in front of a mic stand. Woo! Let me know when I get closer, I'll lead to the ending, because I don't have an ending to this.
Oh, yeah. So that was verse 3. So you can go ahead and go do verse 4, too, because it's short.
Okay. Voodoo man, tap dancing in the French Quarter, walking on water with a scroll in my hand. The blueprints for the disc shape like vessel. That's what chiseled out of metal off the coast of Japan. Fasting on top of a mountain, I went to Tepostan, whatever that is. That's dope. I saw a shiny object floating out of the ocean. I'm sort of like a postman. You could get the message if you want to understand. From the rap slumber man, voodoo man, civilized and savage. Tell me when to stop, Ali.
Oh no, so that was into the fourth one. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll do verse 5. Voodoo man, civilized the savage, criticized the parish, spreading false doctrine, terrorized the cleric for carrying on nonsense, specialized lies to paralyze the conscience. Voodoo man, chit chatter, abracadabra, spitting out matter. While
so it's crazy. Like he went on this voodoo man.
Yeah.
Thing now. Like, you know, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, he just be going places. Terrorized the cleric for carrying on nonsense, specialized lies to paralyze the conscience. Voodoo man, chit chatter, abracadabra, spitting out matter while I'm shitting out data.
Ooh.
Oh,
spitting
man,
out matter
while I'm shitting out data. Chew them up, shitting out rappers. Sipping, oh man. Sipping Pellegrino while I'm giving out matches. He loves his Pellegrino, man. So we've learned he loves Pellegrino and Willy Wonka.
Yeah,
we can definitely put that together.
It's like a perfect date for him.
Sipping Pellegrino, watching Willy Wonka. I'm surprised it's not a bar. Set yourself on fire. Let the wisdom of Elijah purify you. Take it higher. Sold your soul to the highest buyer. Now you're on the wire. Talking about 2-foot tires. Saying you sell crack, clapping at cats with Max, but you a liar, pants on fire. Same old rugged cross, different crucified Messiah. Oh my gosh, that was nasty.
Same old rugged cross, different
crucified Messiah. Wow, unreal. And you can get the last verse, Mark.
Well, you was blowing X amount of dollars on a bracelet. See, he just ties already that into like it's irrelevant, whatever you paid. The sovereign nation of France was opening their files on the UFO phenomenon, i.e. spaceship. It's just the facts. Jack may as well face it. Every rhyme I write, the seal gets cracked in the chapter of Revelations.
That bar's crazy.
Yeah. Isaiah, if I'm correct, Revelations has different seals that get opened throughout Revelation.
Yeah, it means it just gets closer and closer to like the final Armageddon, basically. Yeah.
Adam get cracked in the blackness of meditation. Mysterious shit. Call me Jay Dogon on some serious shit. Is this the same Dogon? Oh, okay. Yeah. It's the West African tribe. I thought it was going to be... it's on my... the Legend of Zelda has the Dogons. Yeah, but it's also the
West
tribe
African
too.
Tribe.
Yeah. On some and they with per genius they mean the Dogon tribe from Africa. I'm on some serious shit. Scholars wonder why he don't bust. Allah bless me with the Midasy touch. Everything I lay to hands turns to Ethiopian gold, shiny and buffed. I got a firm understanding on the minus and plus. So I ain't got time to argue with the rapper about how he ain't got rhymes. That's fucking with minds. I'm trying to kill Lucifer, so if I have to break because the rapper in my face telling me that he great, you can bet a shiny nickel I'll blast his motherfucking ass. Oh, let me rewind that. You can bet a shiny nickel I'll blast his motherfucking ass all the way past Jupiter. You couldn't be stupider. Fucking with the nuclear. Mayan, Aztec, Lion, Asiatic, black man from Zion, Quetzalcoatl.
Stop the tape.
I had it.
Stop the tape. Stop the tape there.
We're at lyrical capacity tonight. That was hip hop, guys. Thank you. Good night.
Good night, guys. We're out.
Damn.
And that's a wrap.
We're at lyrical capacity.
Yeah. Once we reach it, you couldn't be. Well, see, you know what? the dichotomy of what he tries to do, because he's done it before with Liar, Liar, Pants on Fire before that. And he says, he mentions Jupiter and You Couldn't Be Stupider, which is the ultimate like recess bagging.
Yeah, very
along with
elementary.
Liar, Liar, Pants on Fire.
Right.
But then he follows that up with the crazy, like Einsteinish bar.
Yeah. So You Couldn't Be Stupider, fucking with the nuclear, Mayan, Aztec lion, Asiatic black man from Zion, Quetzalcoatl supreme, letting off steam, dimethyl
Trapatine, Traptamine.
Make a man dream, but y'all would much rather hear me rapping about trash the size of Erykah's ass. Little do we know, we need saving. Minds are consumed with swine, and we need bathing. So let's go back to
On
this.
top of
and just,
all that, a little flex. Erykah's ass.
I hit that.
About that.
Yep.
I can tell you about it. But
Common tried too, bro. Don't forget that. Mayan, Aztec lion, Asiatic black man from Zion.
Yeah, that is different.
He is as supreme gets. The Quetzalcoatl supreme, letting off steam, dimethyltrimethylene, DMT. He's the allusions to DMT actually goes to the Mayan tribes too. So he's saying that going off of the trip, but he's just explaining how supreme he is. Being an Asiatic black man, mentioning that too from Zion. But he's also an Aztec Mayan Aztec lion. So, but you guys would rather hear me talk about rapping about trash.
Yep.
Anything below what? Well, to me, this is what it means. But anything below what Jay's spitting is just It's
not important.
Not important.
Right,
it's just the jibber jabber.
Like I even like the part where he's mentioned, because he did this also in Exhibit C, but he said that's fucking with mine. He said I'm trying to kill Lucifer, so if I have to break, like he makes multiple references about like killing the devil. Like he ain't playing nice with him. You know what I mean? Like he says, I'm gonna try to find it. Where is it? He said, like on Exhibit C, he says, dip diver, civilizer 85er, I make the devil hit his knees and say the Our Father. He's not playing nice. Like he ain't, it's not
so
fearful.
Bad, he'll make Lucifer.
You know what I mean? Bow to his knees. Like that's how he speaks on a super, super heavy complex with that.
Right.
Love that.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. Okay, guys, so we covered Eternal Sunshine. We're now moving on to the third and final track, which is going to be, which one is that?
So What You Saying?
So What You Saying. Are you guys able to find that one too?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, yeah, I got it too. Okay, cool.
I'll go with the first verse.
All right.
Jay Electronica probing the globe like a geologist, putting all you pussies on display like a gynecologist. Oh my gosh.
Already.
Putting all you pussies on display like a gynecologist. Yeah. Listen, I'm on a mission. Most of you just spitting. The wise comprehend the diction, hypnotized with the rhythm, lyrical circumcision, toss the schmuck in the fire. Yeah, your man's and them is nice, but they ain't fucking with Sire. I'm a higher power, devour all you idolaters, you Satan worshipers, nation perverters thirsting for dollars. J. Coldplay, putting the clock on your chess game. I'm a varsity letterman, you a freshman.
Clock on the chess game. I like that. Coldplay. The clock is our big track. Yeah, I like that.
J. Coldplay, putting the clock on your chess game. I'm a varsity letterman, you a freshman.
Yeah, that's cool.
Every line of every verse of every song is a quotable. Catch me in Mexico meditating with quasicotical fuckers. I'm raining fire on you lame suckers. My tongue is the burner, the barrel, the biscuit. Don't make me bucket sprat. I'm out of that Mac. And I came into rapping from carrying the South on my back, and I'm ready to skrit out. It ain't where you from. It ain't where you from, son. It's where you live at. I never kiss another bum to get the dit out. I used to sip the coke and run, blowing dime Sidax. But now I'm raging war with wicked. I'm raging war with wicked men in high places. So what you saying?
It reminds me of like a Daz Effects thing, like ribbity.
With the Iggity.
But he's doing the Sidax, did that, like, I like the
Sidax.
That's cool.
He puts himself in a vulnerable position too, because a lot of MCs that claim they don't sell out like that and put themselves out, I mean, they can get exposed. What do you mean? Right. If like someone has the smoking gun to that, they can expose that.
Yep.
It's like typically when someone actually writes that, they mean it.
Yeah,
they mean it, and I think that kind of explains the point of why there's no mainstream success.
That's part of it.
Jay.
Yep, that's definitely a huge part of it.
Because he's calling it
He
all
stayed
out.
true to his. He
did.
Stayed true to himself.
I'll give him credit for that.
And I like authenticity in lyrics, but that's also going to come to the detriment. But yeah, verse 2. Every page of my poetry is like a rhyme from the clip. My mind is always my mic is always in my holster right on top of my hip.
Like
Get
that.
flipped when the holotips spit at they melons. You is missing misdemeanor. This felons holla. Me and Big Dame, Lord of the Rings, the Twin Towers.
Wow.
Knock another motherfuckers out the ring like Apollo Creed.
Shout out Apollo Creed.
You want to get bleed. The blood run up and get done up to the sun up.
I like that.
Down south they call me white man because I hang MCs.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Lord, get them open with ease, then pick them off like fleas. Please, you ain't got no wins in me casa. Kibasa.
Shout out Big Pun.
My flow fucking swole, you bumba rasta. Loch Ness monster. It's like raw when I strike you. Superplexing like Rowdy Rod Piper.
Yeah, the wordplay is crazy. The wordplay is crazy.
John Allen Muhammad snipe ya.
Oh, that's the DC sniper.
It's a cost to be the boss, and I paid the pricer. Nobody's nicer. I'm cold as the North Pole. Nobody's icer. Shout outs to Mr. Porter, D Twizzy, and Obi Tricer. Shady, you can catch me in the D now, baby. It's all gravy. Still repping UPTs. What you saying? Ali Sadiq, we about to split fire on these motherfuckers for 1,260 days.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a Revelation reference, looks like.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the wordplay is crazy though. Like from the Loch Ness monster, it's the Rod when I strike you, Surplex Rowdy Rod Piper. Like, it's
So that's what I'm saying.
It's crazy.
Loch Ness monster. Then he goes and speaks patois.
Right.
Then he mentions Rowdy Piper, the wrestler.
Right.
Then he mentions the DC sniper. Like
Yeah.
he could just tie all these things. It's crazy how he does that.
Yeah, and the vocabulary is crazy too. Like some of the vocabulary.
And
he's using.
he shouts out Big Pun. You ain't got no wins in mi casa.
Yeah,
Que pasa?
even go in Spanish. Real quick.
That's a big pun line. Like that's just hard, man.
The dude's pretty like very versatile, dude. I'm trapped in the game like Pac-Man chasing the ghost. Off the top. Drowning with water in my throat, got leaks in the boat, squeezing the toast. It's not an option. I got Pac on Machiavelli, the Dawn, bumping that me and my Glock song, zoning, like Robert De Niro with Ronin. Struck him up with the omen. My adolescence to grown men. Walk a mile in my shoes. It proves you a soldier. I paid a lot of dues to prove to Jehovah that I can carry the cross, the castle, the crown. Everywhere I roam is home. Life's the battle, my battleground. Salhuddin Abdul Far Muhammad. That's like one of the founders of Islam. Right? The come up by night. Rodin Elijah the Comet. I caved chest in the brave chessman. Mastering 120 lessons in my profession. So get to stepping or catch lead like Zeppelin. Quick punchline right there. These rap cats look real, but they're really not. Like wrestling. Check the solar commander. I'm light years off the scanner. Whew. Satellite dishes and cameras. A bad mama jamma. The most thorough examiner. My microphone is 7,926 miles in diameter. The microphone is that large.
That's the Earth equator diameter.
And even with the quick little thing when he says I'm light years off the scanner, satellite dishes and cameras, the bad mama jamma, that's saying that he kind of jams up the signals.
Right.
So
That's dope. Son of Turnan, the Mount Puran, master the air of land in the land and here into Iran. Jay Electronica revolved the world. Them Philly cats say I like that boy. He raw, but he thorough. What you saying? He raw, but he thorough.
Dang.
Yeah. He was saying that, like the Hot Boys, like that whole movement. He goes, man, I really relate to it. And what they did, in lack of lyricism, they just kind of skipped that and brought you just the energy. Where he goes, well, I'm bringing you the energy, but also the lyricism.
Right.
Where he's like, Hot Boys, they just went straight to the energy.
Right.
Brought you the energy. And I thought that was a cool like perspective of the differences between the two, you know, coming from the same area. So
he's flirting with the example that I used earlier about the perfect MC to me would be call and response and lyrical.
Oh yeah.
You know, if he actually made it more about a like a party kind of thing and still was lyrical too.
Can't lose.
Like, yeah, he was dipping his toes.
Who is
like
the perfect cell in hip hop? Like as far as rapper, who is like the closest to like almost perfection? Like,
Nas to me. He checks all the boxes and he's just that lyrical classic singles. Like he checks all those boxes of live performance.
And the dope thing too with Nas is like, cause you know, he's got, you know, at the time he would get criticized for doing a song like You Owe Me.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like, you know, songs like that or Uchiwali. But at the same time, like Nas was like, it was an old interview at the end of The Source. And he was just like, see, the thing is, I do songs like that to show I can play in y'all world too, but y'all can't do what I do over here. Like that's the purpose of it. You know what I mean? That's why, like, I look at with Nas doing stuff like that, and even like with like, you know, like with Kendrick and Not Like Us. I can do a party dance song if you want. You know what I mean? That's not what I really do, but I can play in y'all world. And
you said I don't got no party.
I don't got no bops. Here's the biggest one right here.
Right,
so that's what Nas, like, it's crazy because, I mean, still just talking about Nas real fast, but he got criticized for songs like You Owe Me and Uchiwali, yet literally when I went to see him perform, those were the two songs that got the biggest reaction from the girls.
People were like,
the girls went crazy. You know what I mean? Like all the hardcore, The World Is Yours and Represent, you know, that was, I was going crazy for that.
Right.
But when he did You Owe Me and Uchiwali, the girls went nuts.
Yeah, because The World Is Yours and stuff, that's like for lyricists. That's for like rappers. But like those kind of songs, you need those kind of songs.
He had that it was so dope how he did. He had a real quick moment he just did. Back to back, he did You Owe Me, Uchiwali, and If I Ruled the World. Back to back to back, just to turn the energy up.
I like that example you used too, because to play in my world, like we've seen Kobe Bryant play at the professional level.
Yeah.
We've also seen Kobe Bryant play in Drew League.
Right.
Yeah, and the Rucker.
Yeah, and the Rucker. Yeah.
Yes.
But you like, and again, like I like that perfect example because you could say it's like, damn, he's really good here, but there's also still some competition. But where it won't really get fair is that try to put prime Kobe Bryant at a 24-hour fitness.
Right.
He's going to run.
He's going to destroy
them out the gym.
Like quit basketball.
Right.
So those guys couldn't step on the NBA court.
Right.
See, that's the thing.
They couldn't even work up the ranks of Drew League or any of that, you know?
Like I can go down here and play in the Drew League and play in the Rucker, but y'all couldn't. Y'all would never make it to the NBA. Y'all couldn't go here.
Reggie Miller talked about him and Kobe did this thing where it was them two versus the kids from the real world. He goes, man, I was just gonna play with them, you know. But Kobe was like, nah, we're gonna kill them. We're gonna
annihilate them. They won't score a basket.
Yeah. So Reggie was like, all right, Kobe, all right, let's do it. Let's kill them.
What if I reach the plateau, Kobe? Aim higher.
Right.
What did he say? He's like, once when I reach the summit, there's like a different, there's a bigger apex.
More. Yeah, it's like Goku or Vegeta. More. There's higher than a Saiyan.
Yeah. So. Yeah, to me, it's Nas. I don't know if you guys have differing opinions.
No, it's definitely a great example. Nas is a great example. I think,
like the perfect MC.
Yeah, I think Nas is a great example of that. I think, let's see, I'm trying to name a few others.
I liked Biggie. You know,
Biggie was there. I mean, yes. I think had he been around longer,
he
might have been able to do that.
Because even Nas checks the longevity.
He does.
He checks the longevity.
30 years. You know what I'm saying? So I think Nas is the best perfect example. I think and I think in time, I think Kendrick can sit right there in a few years. You know what I'm saying? But he's definitely on the trajectory. But yeah, as far as who got it now, I think I would go Nas too.
Yeah, maybe if Kendrick dates Erykah Badu or something.
Oh man!
After that,
Erykah
I think
Badu. In the late '90s, early 2000s.
There's nothing left to do, man.
Piece of this album. This album was This wasn't an album. The compilation. Piece of this compilation.
Piece of this album worthy compilation.
Yes. Yeah. This was a dope listen to really kind of get an idea of like Jay Electronica and what he's really about and what he could do. Like we've seen some things we've never seen before here in this compilation, which is bizarre. You know, it's almost like finding an angel in the shadows or something, like in the alley, and you get touched by an angel or something. That's what this is like. So check it out if you guys haven't heard it. You guys will definitely be mind blown. And yeah, peace to Jay Electronica, man. We still appreciate the work that he has.
100%.
Yeah, like that.
100%.
To even still deliver that is crazy and it's dope. And that's why we're covering this shit right now.
Absolutely.
So peace to Jay Electronica. And man, we would love to have that dude on the show too. Of course, we're dropping episodes every Monday, so please check us out. Make sure you're following us. Make sure you're sharing the content. Make sure you're commenting. Remember, too, we need some beats. So if you guys are out there, if you're some producer and you got some beats and you want, we're going to freestyle the heck out of your beat. Plus, we're going to shout you out and promote you. So we're looking for the help on that. And check us out on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of those. Mark, go ahead, man.
To the MCs, if you drop a mic, drop a like.
All right, everybody. Until next time, guys.
Peace.